Cowboys and Steelers getting us up and running, set to start training camp later on today. Both trying to improve on the season before. For Dallas, we get QB1 back in Dak Prescott after that season-ending injury. Along the question marks on defense for Pittsburgh, it revolves around their guy, of course, in QB1 and Ben Roethlisberger. Can he turn back the clock in year 18 and get them back to a championship caliber team for the Steelers? Per usual, it's all about the QBs, but when it comes to the odds in Vegas, Dallas a little bit more favorable to win Super Bowl. The conference in division 28-1, 14-1, and plus 115. The Steelers a little steeper hill to climb because everyone in their conference has got a little bit better, including in their division 40-1, 20-1, and then plus 400 to win their division there in the AFC. All right, time to welcome in NFL senior writer Jonathan Jones, and a lot of question marks across the board there. And let's start with Dallas. Of course, when you think about them, it's about the quarterback. Dak Prescott, you're thinking about coming back from the season injury last season. Tell us about the progress heading into camp for him this year.
Yeah, when I think about Dak Prescott today, I think about $40 million per year. I think about that big-time contract that he signed, right? That 4-year, $160 million deal. And with that contract comes a ton of responsibility, and that's something that Mike McCarthy, Jerry Jones, and Stephen Jones, when they met with the media yesterday, talked about that. It's not that, hey, you get a contract, now you carry yourself with leadership. No, he has always been a leader, and that's a huge part of the reason why he earned the contract that he did. As far as what he's going to be doing on the field, he's full go in team drills. Now, you go back to OTAs and minicamp, and he didn't participate in team drills. And the Cowboys said, listen, it's not that serious. We don't have to have him do that in OTAs and minicamp. We don't want guys around his feet, around his legs. We all, of course, remember that very gruesome injury of his and how he's been able to bounce back. And to be in position to be full go for team drills is very impressive. Now, is he going to be full go every single day, never take a break? But I don't think that's going to be the case. There's no reason for the Cowboys brass to talk about it before training camp really begins in earnest. But I will not at all be surprised if Dak Prescott once a week or so takes a rest day just to make sure that he's okay and fully ramped up to go for a 17-game season. So be on the lookout for that in July and August, but he's a guy who is absolutely been chomping at the bit to get back out there. He has hopefully a healthy offensive line. We know about the injuries that plague that offensive line. They're going to try to keep him upright because last season, as the Joneses and McCarthy talked about, they want to replicate what was going on in the first quarter of the season. They didn't have the wins that they necessarily wanted, but the offense was humming. And if you go back to what Dak was doing, he was well on pace for a 5,000-yard passing season. In fact, he was sniffing 6,000 yards if he was going to keep up that pace. That's what they want to replicate on the offensive side with Dak, and then hopefully Dan Quinn and the defense gets their stuff together in 2021.
Yeah, Dak has mentioned a lot this offseason that he's ahead of schedule and he's ready to go. If the season started 2 months ago, he'd be perfectly fine at playing in that game. His partner in crime, though, Ezekiel Elliott, coming off a bad season as well. Not quite the numbers we've seen in the past from a former rusher champ there, but his offseason has been all about his workouts on Instagram, the shape he's in, apparently the best shape of his career. Can he have a bounce back here this season?
Yeah, Zeke was looking like me in the gym mirror that I saw on Instagram. No, I wish. No, listen, there's no secret. We all saw it. Zeke, he put a little pudge on. I'm trying to be nice about it, but he did. And the fact that he trimmed down, the fact that he's putting those workouts out there and showing off the abs, I think is a tacit admission of what we all knew, that, all right, put a little weight on and enjoyed being a veteran in the NFL and having the security of a contract. And so now here he is. He's slim, fit, and trim, and he has to take care of the football. That's something that Jerry Jones, in more than an hour with the media in Oxnard, California yesterday, talked about. Like, he said multiple times, you got to take care of the football. We can't have the turnovers. Again, they wanted to chalk a lot of it up to offensive line injuries, but listen, every offensive line in the NFL deals with injuries, and this training camp, there's going to be a battle for depth. You sort of have most of the offensive line positions figured out. Maybe one of the interior positions is still going to be a true battle, but everything else is going to be there for depth. And Mike McCarthy talked about how Zeke has always been a leader. Leadership was a theme throughout this press conference, but he talked about how Zeke sits at the front of the classroom and ushers the young guys along there during his time with the Cowboys. So the fact that he's been in the gym, he's been out on the field, that he's getting his body ready, time's going to tell once guys are starting to, poke and swat and try to punch the ball out from Zeke. Is he going to revert back to those habits, those fumbling habits from last season and really the past couple of seasons that have plagued him? Or is he going to get back to that first-team All-Pro level, that sort of all-world rookie level that we saw the first couple of years of his career? Time will tell on that.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.